How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. All right, so for those of you who struggle with forms, I want to be able to show you what you can do so that it makes life a lot easier for you, especially for those of you guys that are embracing the sculpting journey. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter whether you're working with these or you're going to be working with the longer forms, right? If you're working with these forms here, the key again is understanding the functions of all the available parts. If I take the tab and place underneath, what this is going to do, it's going to create a lot of stability right here, correct? So the tabs obviously are going to be used for securing the ends. You could pre-pinch it if you choose. I like to do that because then what it does, it holds it in a C curve, as you can see, just like that. Now, here's the thing. When you are applying it to any finger, you have to remember that the key is to try to secure it underneath this area right here, flush to the free edge, not to the back corner. So if I get a form and I get underneath, right, like this, you can see from an angle, I'll show you right here, right? If I'm at an angle, right, that's not straight. So what I would do is I would take the handles and I would just bend it. You see that? I'm just rocking this back so that the form is going to be completely straight on the sides, right? So that, again, you can see I'm coming in. And again, if you have a finger you're working on that'll allow you to be able to just get it on so that you could focus on getting it flush to the edge, that's what's going to make all the difference in the world. Okay, now, let's say you have a situation where this side, right? Let's say like that side is missing from the nail, right? You're not going to be able to just get the form on because then like you're going to be missing that whole entire corner right there, correct? So what we would do in this situation is we would take our form and we have to make a couple of adjustments. So I would just clip this off kind of at an angle. And then what I would do is I would park it right here on the side, as you can see, to kind of fill that space. And then what we're going to be able to do, again, is we're going to be able to come in, and you can see that now what I'm able to do is kind of secure the remaining space. Even if there is a little bit right there, it's not going to make a difference at all because there is no space in the form, right? There's no space in the form. Acrylic is not going to be able to leak down underneath. What I'll be able to do is build the acrylic, you can see, flush to the free edge. And as long as we're able to create an extension that's absolutely straight from the growth channel out, that is all that matters. Yesterday in my shaping class, a friend of mine was asking, when you're doing like stilettos and stuff, should you come down, should you tilt the form at an angle? You can see if I'm tilting the form at an angle, you can almost see the glare, right? The glare is a very, very straight extension that goes all the way out to the side. I find it way easier. Instead of actually tilting it at an angle, what you want to be able to do is just keep the form straight. So if you come in and you just kind of keep the form straight, it almost looks like the very, very front is going to be slightly higher, right? You can see if I was going to take just the back of a brush and I was going to set this down on the very, very end, the very front of the form actually looks like it's tilting up. This is going to help you achieve much straighter sidewalls when you're bending them out or building them out, right? So that's definitely what you want to be able to do. Now, you're always going to have individuals that have really short nails. Like my ring finger, as you can see, I don't have a lot of free edge that extends, but naturally just how my skin is. If I was to take a form and place that on, sometimes it would be a little bit difficult. So a great way for getting, say, a form onto somebody who has maybe a little bit of a short free edge is laying this absolutely flush to the end of the nail. What this will allow you to do, again, is open up the back end of the form. You can use this as a handle, and for those of you guys that struggle, you can see that I can just use this, right, as kind of a handle to get this onto my nail and then secure it to the side just like this. Even if I have a little bit of space, as you can see right there, that's not a problem, because when I am building the nail out, as long as I don't have space inside like this, if I had space, if I had the form up and then let's say the form was at an angle like this, like that's a problem. Why is that a problem? Well, you can see that I have, again, you can see all that space. So there's no way that the acrylic is going to be able to build out onto the form without this giant notch being right there. We have to try to get this out, right, so that we have freedom. As you can see, if I get that dead straight and I build that out, now when I'm building my sidewalls out, the edge of the form is not going to run into the growth channel as I build it out onto the extension of the nail. So you're going to have an individual who, say, has really, really extended hyponychium. So some people have really long nail beds just like this, and then when you turn their finger upside down, the edge, the hyponychium right there, it grows all the way to the very, very end of the nail. So how are you supposed to place a form under an individual who has nails like that? Well, what you have to do, again, is you have to customize. So you would have to take a form. What you would do is you would place this underneath. You would go ahead and take your scissors, and what we're going to do is we're just going to just kind of clip away, right? You can see just a really, really nice kind of U at the very, very bottom. So I'm just going to continuously clip away so that I have, right, that, whether it's straight or not, it's all good. You can use your scissors to just kind of balance it out to make it even. So if I have it in this shape where it comes down and I'm able to clip it out, this is going to be perfect for those individuals who have extended hyponychium. You're going to be able to literally come in, as you can see, and then this, if I go ahead and just kind of pinch the side, but you're going to notice that if I come in, now I'll be able to get the form onto the fingernail without it stabbing the skin underneath, which is absolutely huge. You know, and again, that is going to work for individuals like that. Now, if you have somebody that has obviously wider fingernails, I mean, the nice thing about the new nail forms is they are quite wide at the end, you know, and you're going to notice, what I like about these is you're going to be able to just pinch them dead center here and then use that kind of as a mount, as you can see. If I get this out all the way out to here, but you can see like that's not going to fit my thumb, right? So maybe what I would have to do is I would have to just kind of clip these edges, as you can see, just to make them wider, right? So instead of actually coming in and doing anything, all I would do is just clip the edges. And then what this is going to do is it's going to act, as you can see, a great way. This is now going to fit my thumb, right, all the way to the edge. So that's going, you know, there's a reason that we have those there, but you're going to notice that you can use those to kind of clip around the edges instead of actually having to physically cut out a whole new nail form, right? So if you don't have these nail forms, then what you can do is you can take two forms. Right, there's always a way to customize. All right, so you can clip one side off this, you could clip off one side here, and then what you can do is you can take two forms, and what I'm going to do is I'll just kind of place those together, and then if I use my scissors to just round off the edge, you can see that I've built a really, really wide form. I like this. It's easier just to cut that out right there and make them wide, because the length of these, it's much easier to put them onto basically a wide finger, but you're going to be able to see, right? Look at that. So I'm going to be able to take basically two forms, right, and put it together, and that's how you would be able to fit somebody who has that type of a problem. And that is pretty much really it. I mean, if you're going to be working with nail forms, you have to remember the key is to try to get it as flush to the edge as you possibly can. You don't have to force it. It's literally just focus on the free edge, rock it so that it's flush, secure it to the sides. Don't worry about securing the top. You're off to the races. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. I'm always here to help. The goal is to get you guys comfortable. So in order for you to be comfortable, you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's the only way. And again, over time, with repetition, you'll get it. Let me know if I can help you in any way. I appreciate you guys much. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a beautiful day. Love you much. Peace.